I was about to say good evening because it's evening here in Sweden, where Markus Tullberg here and me, Andreas Ralsgård, we are broadcasting from Sweden. We're proud to be part of this fantastic Wisconsin Flute Festival. I start by saying thanks to Danielle for having us. We had a great workshop just 2-3 hours ago with a fantastic bunch of flute players. Thank you for joining. I hope you're here now for this concert. So this is Ralsgård and Tullberg, two flute players from Sweden, and we will play you a bunch of tunes from mainly this area where we are from, the south part of Sweden, which is also called Skåne. And we start off with a nice old polska that was played or maybe even composed by one of the members of the family Blomgren. A whole family of musicians, and this is one of the great tunes from their repertoire.
That was a polska after Blomgren, typical slang polska from south of Sweden. And then we will move on and play a couple of waltzes. And the first one is collected by a flute player called Strömberg from Småland, just north of where we are right now. And he was a very prolific collector. He collected lots of tunes from the area in which he lived. So this is one of them, a waltz from Tävelsås in Småland. And then we go into another waltz from where we are, Skåne, local tune.
Thank you. So that was 2 waltzes from down south here in Sweden. Now we will continue again with 2 polskas. We introduced this set with a polska after Blomgren. And now we have another great Skåne character whose name was Jeppsson. And a lot of fine tunes are being played from his repertoire still today. So we do this polska after Jeppsson, and then yet another tune from Småland, just north from the Skåne border. Just det. Så börjar vi med lätt på.
So now we will move on and play one of my tunes, Polska, that I kind of made up a couple of years ago now, actually. And I usually try to emphasize the importance of giving proper names to the tunes that you make up. And I usually do myself, but in this case I actually haven't really found out a proper name for this tune. So while you listen, if you have any suggestions, please write it in the comment section or in the chat window, and you might be able to solve a problem that keeps me awake during the nights. So Wanted is a proper name for the first tune which I composed. And then we move on to a traditional tune, Horren Polska, which is a kind of Polska that is kind of a lively, a happy little tune. So.
Yes, so that was one of Markus's compositions. We've been talking about great characters of Skåne, Blomgren, Jeppsson, and Markus Tullberg is of course one of them. And then we finished off with the Horren.
But I'm not dead.
No, no.
As far as I know.
No. But you're still qualified, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Now let's continue with something maybe a bit continental. In Skåne we have this type of dance that we call engelskor, which would means an English type of thing. And a lot of the tunes, actually, polska, they refer to other nations here in Europe. So this type of music has been world music for a long time, for sure. But this engelskor is a typical dance here in Sweden, down here in Skåne. And it's one of the few dances that you don't dance only in a couple. You actually do it for people, a bit like some kind of country dance or square dance, I think you can say. So if you come to Sweden, play your engelskor while you're in Skåne, because it's here that people know how to dance to them. Otherwise, it would be just a waste, I think. So we will do 3 of those now. One in G major, one in E minor, and then the last one in D major.
Or B minor.
Yeah. And the last one also actually picked up from the repertoire of a flute player from Malmö, and his name was Carl Thomasson.
So now we will switch gear actually and play another set of flutes. So this is a slightly bigger one. It's in B flat, so it's a major third below the normal D flute that we usually play. And you have a slightly smaller one.
Yes, but it's a lot bigger, I would say.
Yeah.
But this is slightly smaller.
Yeah,
It's only
perhaps.
half a note smaller than these other standard D flutes. This is an E flat flute, and we've been experimenting and have found this a lot of fun to be longer apart from each other.
Kind of social distancing or
yes.
tuning distancing. So and we will play polska. It's polska from a collection of tunes from Småland. It's the collection is called Trästad Samlingen, so it's polska from there.
Polska from Trästad. Now we would like to play a few reels here on these two flutes. Fairly common tunes. It's the ships are sailing, Monaghan twig, and then Andersson's reel. Yes.
Hmm?
Thank you. Hope you're having a nice time there at home by the computer or whatever you're at. We're having fun. We were glad to be a part of the Wisconsin Flute Festival. We're over here in Sweden, Landskrona, with our technician Jonas Björkman, not only technician, also flute player and biologist or something like
and great
that.
Character.
Yeah.
Alive.
We have a few more tunes before this whole concert is over. And we will now take the tempo down a lot from these Irish reels we just played. And now we will actually play a lament, you can say, in the Swedish folk tradition, we have a bunch of religious tunes that has been sung in the church, but also at home, where slightly different versions has developed over the years. And this is a little psalm, as we would say here in Sweden. It was sung by Pernillas long ago. So we do this little psalm and then a Danish tune after that.
So in the beginning of the concert we played waltz after August Strömberg, that I mentioned, was a flute player and a collector, not only of tunes but also of words. So he has his own kind of dictionary of words that he collected from the people around him. But he also composed tunes. So this is a tune that he composed. It's a waltz called Farmors brudvals, so grandmother's wedding waltz. Yeah. So that was another tune after or by August Strömberg. And we will return back now to Skåne and play another set of slang polskas. It's a tune after a man called Lindahl, and then it's a tune from a small village called Tolånga. That's about it, yes.
So, we have come to the last couple of tunes that we would like to play. So, wherever you are, thank you for listening. It's been a great pleasure being here in Landskrona, playing for the rest of the world, and on behalf of the Wisconsin Flute Festival. Again, thanks to Danielle and to everyone else who's involved. Thanks to Jonas Björkman, the man behind the computer doing the stream and the sound here.
Yeah, otherwise this concert would be done through a phone call or something. So it's really good.
So this is Markus Tullberg.
And this is Andreas Ralsgård.
And we will now play a little Engelska from down here in Skåne, and then a polska from Småland. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
So, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, Markus.
Thank you. Bye.